Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative is speaking to Alison Araya about Peacemaker coming soon to HBO Max. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super pumped to be here.
I'm excited to chat with you. I mean, you've worked on some amazing projects, and this is kind of one that you kind of basically can just add to the amazing amount of shows you've been able to work on. Does it hit you sometimes that it's just kind of this consistent kind of show here, show there, or does it kind of just happen?
I mean, it kind of happens, and I love so many of the shows that I've had a chance to work on. Being a character actor, I think that's the advantage of having that sort of flexibility, is that I jump into a bunch of different worlds, and I think I get to have a little more fun.
Because it's one of those things, right? Where, you know, like you said, character actors, that it's like you watch a show and it's like, wait, I just saw this person in Riverdale. I just saw this person in Julia Phantoms. It's like one of those things where it kind of happens. Does that happen? Did that happen to you a lot? Like, especially the last couple of years, where you would get kind of, when you do interviews, it's pretty cool because obviously we're talking about Peacemaker, but you've worked on so many projects that a lot of things can come up. Like, are you prepared for that when you kind of talk to people and talk to reps and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's really fun because I cross so many different genres and have been on so many different shows. Talking my Hallmark career versus, my Julie and the Phantoms or Riverdale or now Peacemaker, they're very, very different. But each one satisfies a different part of my personality. So being a Gemini, I love that variety.
And it's exciting. I mean, you're going to be on Peacemaker on HBO Max. My question, like when I got this interview confirmed, I was excited to ask you this question because this is basically what it is. I mean, the landscape right now for geek culture, comic book culture is so massive, and it feels like it keeps getting bigger and bigger. It doesn't feel like it's stopping. So what's your mindset when you book a role like this, knowing how big like superhero culture is these days?
It's kind of, I felt like winning a lottery in a way, because it is such a big it's such a big part of our popular culture right now.
Yeah.
And to have an opportunity to be a part of that world, so exciting. I mean, years ago I worked on Wolverine, but the superhero world was just starting to really ramp up, and now I think we're in sort of like a golden age of that superhero genre. So to be a part of this show, amazing.
And I'm curious, when did you notice the shift in terms of, like you said, popular culture and it being kind of popular culture and not as niche as it used to be? And it's like cool to be a geek and a nerd. Like, when did you notice that shift, would you say?
That's a great question. I mean, I think it's been happening slowly over the last 10 years for sure. But I think like in the last 6 years, it's really become a common language. I mean, we go to movies, we watch the shows, we're excited for the spinoffs like Peacemaker finding its way to HBO Max and getting a series out of it. I think,
Without like spoilers or anything, can you tell us a little bit about what we can expect from Peacemaker and your character a little bit as well? No spoilers. Ooh. We're here to give a taste. You know what I mean? We're not here to spoil anything. We just want a little bit of a taste of what to expect.
I think audiences are in for one hell of a ride with Peacemaker. I think there's going to be some familiarity from the film, but a completely new world. Mm-hmm. Irreverent. It's an irreverent show. I mean, you're going to get classic James Gunn humor and action. And in so much as, for my character, Amber, I think we're going to see a very different, at least for myself, this was a brand new character for me to play, a brand new flavor to try on. She's a middle-aged woman in an unhappy relationship, and then from there, life opens up for her. So it's gonna be a good time.
No, absolutely. It's so exciting too because I feel like that's kind of the point, right? Like when I ask this question, like when people get a chance to kind of see the show, like takeaway wise, what you hope you're getting out of it. I mean, obviously, you hope they enjoy it. You hope they're entertained. That's kind of like the main thing. But like, can you dive deep into that a little bit more? Like when they get to watch Peacemaker, Allison, like what are you hoping they get out of it, takeaway wise?
I mean, it's definitely entertainment.
Yeah.
But I think taking a closer look at the character of Peacemaker and what makes him tick, and getting the time to get to know a central character, like seeing Peacemaker as a central character and getting to really see his world, I think that's going to be something really cool for fans of the genre and the adventures and sort of the misfit family that surrounds him and pushes the story along.
100%. Alison Araya is a storyteller. That's what you do. Whether people act, direct, write, produce, storytelling. What excites you about storytelling?
Wow, that's a beautiful question. Thank you for asking. I think story is an innate part of our humanity.
Yep.
And I've always believed that each and every one of us has a story to tell. And we are moved, entertained, inspired by each other's stories.
Yep.
I think the art of storytelling through whatever medium or genre is powerful and potent. And I think, for me, particularly moving picture, being involved in film and TV, that's where I feel story has such a lasting imprint.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And kind of to add to that a little bit, I mean, I feel like you said, I love how you said that, like everyone has a story to tell. Finally, stories that were not being able to be told are also finally being told, which I think is a really big thing as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, the way technology is evolving as well and the multitudes of platforms that we have to share stories, there's a hunger for stories. And so for any emerging storyteller right now is a great time to be, in the industry.
100%. And as a storyteller, are you getting used to these kind of like ebbs and flows and waves of like promotion and marketing of a show or a project you worked on, like Peacemaker, for example, right? It's one of those things where the fan kind of sees online all the different kind of steps of the release of the show. There's the announcement, there's the rumblings, then there's like okay, it's official, it's happening. Then there's the teaser, then there's the poster, then it's like so-and-so is added to the cast. There's all that. And then it finally comes out. Are you starting to get used to that? Because I feel like that's the new thing right now with social media, and everyone's kind of waiting for all those kind of steps of marketing and promotion. And here we are with a show like Peacemaker, which we have been waiting for this for a while because of kind of that wave I was telling you about of all the announcements, and it's finally coming out. So what do you think about that, what I just mentioned?
I love that. I think it builds that momentum and that anticipation, and it creates energy and desire. And, we're getting so close to the series finally seeing those first 3 episodes. And it's this event, it's this excitement. And I think, the social media really does help to build that momentum. And it's great. It's such a fun, time to be involved in that anticipation, that excitement. It's okay. We've done it. We know our contribution. Now it's time for the audience to enjoy it and reflect back, what they think and what they take out of it.
Obviously, as a storyteller and actor, you go where the opportunities are. It's pretty cool to look back to see that you were able to work on a wide different variety of projects genre-wise. Does that kind of just happen, or is that something that you kind of hope for a little bit?
Starting out, I definitely hoped for that variety in my career, but starting out, it's really hard to sort of determine where the opportunities are going to be. And I feel like having established myself as a character actor, it sort of evolved naturally. And so, doing the comedy, doing the drama, doing, the character stuff, has been like the biggest gift and one of the things that I'm really proud of and that keeps me on my toes as an actor.
Absolutely. To add to that too, going back to what we're talking about Peacemaker and everything, because of social media, there's no shelf life for a lot of things. And I feel like Peacemaker is going to be one of those things where the show's going to drop the first 3 episodes, like I said, at HBO Max. There's going to be all these like memes and GIFs that are going to instantly be like on the internet and everything. Are you prepared for all that that is to come with the release of the show?
A part of me wants to say yes, but the truth is absolutely not. I mean, I think this is going to be huge, and honestly, one of the the biggest productions that I've been a part of in television for sure. That comes with such a devoted fan base. So I'm really excited to see how the show is received, and then we'll see come Friday.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Alison, thank you so much for coming on Popternative. It was great chatting with you.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. Thank you again for having me on.
No problem. So yeah, like you said, HBO Max, Peacemaker, they're going to be able to catch that very soon. And where can people follow you on social media to keep update with everything?
Yeah, follow me on my Instagram, La Alison Araya. I post a lot of stuff there about my work and my career and some behind the scenes stuff. So yeah.
Amazing.
Catch me there.
Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Popternative.com has other content as well. You're going to be able to catch Alison Araya in Peacemaker on HBO Max very soon. Until next time, it's Alison and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.